academic procession. Thank you. I declare open this graduation ceremony. Please be seated. Well, good morning, everyone, to the first of Ulster University's graduating ceremonies for the class of 2024. Friends, colleagues, and graduating students, welcome to this graduation ceremony. My name is Professor Cathy Gormley-Heenan, and I'm the Provost of the University, and I want to start the ceremony as we mean to go on for all of our classes of 24. There's just one word that sums it all up, and I know that everybody will join me in a round of applause when I say congratulations. When I say that it's a privilege for me to preside over the ceremony today, I really mean it. Graduation Day is right up there with Christmas Day as far as I'm concerned. It's the most important day of the university year. It's your graduation. It's the day when we all come together to celebrate you and the really remarkable achievements that each of you have had. Today's all about you. It's a celebration, and we want you to enjoy every single minute of it because, quite frankly, every one of you deserves it. It marks a culmination of all of your hard work, your perseverance, and your personal growth. And today's probably a day that will be forever etched in your memories as a moment of triumph and as a day of new beginnings. It's the start of something new. But it's also significant for another reason, because the 1st of July is a date with its own profound historical significance. And that significance echoes things like innovation, bravery, and transformation. And as we honour your achievements here today, I wanted to draw some inspiration from some of the remarkable events that have occurred on this day, on the 1st of July, throughout history. So on the 1st of July in 1963, zip codes, or as we call them, postcodes, were introduced into the United States. Now, this seemingly very simple innovation completely revolutionised the way that mail was sorted and the way that mail was delivered, and it really improved the efficiency of the entire US postal system. And it serves as a timely reminder to each of us that even a really small change, just a postcode, can have a really profound impact on society. So the first lesson that I want to leave you with is, as you step into your professional lives, is that remember that your ideas, no matter how small they might seem, have the potential to create really significant and positive change in the world. So that's the first story. But on the 1st of July in 1967, there was also a pivotal change in our technological behaviours, let's say, while we all feel for our iPhones. In 1967, on the 1st of July, the first colour television programme was broadcast in the UK on BBC Two. Now, this event marked a really significant milestone in the history of television because it brought colour and vibrancy to households right across the country. And that particular broadcast was actually featuring Wimbledon, and it enabled audiences to experience the excitement of the matches in that real technicolor. So that particular innovation in 1967 on this day reminds us of the power of innovation, of the power of research, and of the power of technology to really enrich our lives and as a way of bringing people together. And as Ulster University graduates here today, you're at the forefront of all of that change. And your actions, your research, your innovations are not just going to help shape your futures, but it's going to shape all of our futures, not only here in Northern Ireland, but also right across the world. So may that first colour television, whose anniversary is now shared with you and your graduation, inspire you to embrace change, to pursue your passions, and to create that colour and possibility in your own worlds. Now, graduates, your time at Ulster has equipped you with the knowledge, the skills, and the perspective that you need to make your mark on the world. But I hope that it's also given you the friendships, the connections, a lot of memories, and the experiences that will support you, that will encourage you, and that will inspire you in whatever it is that you choose to do next. So as you step into your future, we hope that you carry all of this with you. But also remember, and this might be the most important thing of all today, you didn't reach this place on your own. Every single person in the auditorium here and many outside of the auditorium have supported you through these life moments. Your family, your friends, your university colleagues, they've helped you build that knowledge, hone your research skills, and develop your confidence and your resilience. And in much the same way that the auditorium congratulated you, it might be a good idea if we just see if we can spot those family and friends and supporters and offer a huge round of applause for all of the help and support that you've had. You know, that's really important because these people your people who are here with you today gave you a safe space to practice your courage and your bravery. They celebrated with you when times were good, and they carried you when times were a little hard or when you were down. And so everyone here joins in your success, and it's a real honour for all of us here to be here with you and acknowledging your achievements today. So in closing, I want to reflect on the words of William Butler Yeats, who very wisely said this: "Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire." I hope that your time at Ulster has ignited a fire within you, a passion for learning, a curiosity for discovery, and a drive to make a real difference in the world. This fire will guide you as you step into the next chapter of your lives. So congratulations, class of 2024. Believe in yourselves, because here at Ulster University, we believe in you. And we're excited to see the extraordinary paths that we know that each of you will forge. Thank you. In accordance with the wishes of the Senate and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer honorary degrees and other academic distinctions of the University of Ulster on those named in the conferment list approved by the Senate. I call upon Professor Morrow, Director of Community Engagement, to present Betty Carlisle for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University.
University Provost, graduating students, colleagues and friends. Ulster University awards honorary doctorates to individuals on recognition of the outstanding contribution they are making in their chosen fields and to our society. We believe that those receiving honorary doctorates are inspirational role models for our students, our staff and all of our partners. They are people we can all look up to, whose work, values and passions can inspire us in our own personal and professional lives. In this context, I present Betty Carlisle for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University. For those of you here today who don't know Betty, Betty is what they mean when they say the salt of the earth. A local hero, or if you prefer, local heroine. For almost 40 years, Betty has been a passionate community worker, campaigning, organising and making things happen for women on the Shankill Road, in North Belfast and across Northern Ireland. For the last 23 of those years, Betty has been the Chief Executive of Shankill Women's Centre, dedicated to improving the lives of women and their families from the Greater Shankill area and beyond by delivering educational and support services for working class women by working class women. Whether it be personal development, giving confidence to those who start with very little, educational opportunity, ensuring opportunities for learning and qualifications for future participation in life and work, or underpinning inter-community relations with genuine commitment to other people, Betty is acknowledged across Northern Ireland as one of the most dynamic and innovative leaders in her field, accomplishing that remarkable feat of flying high while her feet never left the ground. Much of this comes from deep roots in a large and lively family and the community on the Woodvale Road. Betty was taught to keep it real, focus on what matters, to speak up with passion and honesty, and to suspect both aggressive people and anyone trying to sugarcoat reality. According to her friends, Betty always remembered her mother's struggles in bringing up a family through poverty and conflict. it also taught her to surround herself with people who support her but who challenge her. Commitment to the community eventually led her to Shankill Women's Centre, which had been established in a male-dominated, even macho community in 1987 to address an expressed local need for women-specific education, support and training. The centre became a local fixture when it formed the first community statutory partnership of its kind and moved to the Shankill Centre with the North and West Health and Social Services Trust at the crossroads of the Shankill Road and Agnes Street. From her first day as Chief Executive, Betty set her unique tone. Non-judgmental, strategic, and unbeatable at making relationships and spotting opportunities. Her goal was only to support women, above all, to enable women who came in without self-belief to leave with confidence and enthusiasm. Betty was passionate about childcare barriers, about giving women confidence in their capacity to learn and grow, about building support networks for isolated women, and about providing pathways to qualifications. Where Betty and the centre couldn't provide support or couldn't do it better, for example, on related issues such as domestic violence, Betty pointed them straight in the right direction and didn't try to take up the room. According to everyone I spoke to, the hallmark of the Shankill Women's Centre is that any woman with a need can walk in the door and the staff will seek to provide services or signpost on to the right person. Over the years, Betty built up a dedicated team and a reputation for quality work, commitment and innovation. Among her multiple achievements were the establishment of 2 social economy businesses, Small Wonders 1 and 2, innumerable educational access and development courses for women, establishing strong local credibility and sustained intercommunity relations in a context where neither was easy, and most recently, leading the development of a new €8 million shared women's centre that opened last week on Lanark Way gates to provide advice, educational opportunity and life support for women from across North and West Belfast. Opened by Diane Dodd, the centre was visited the next day by Michelle O'Neill. Few have the respect and the reach to accomplish that and to demonstrate their importance to women's work across Northern Ireland. What some people once wrote off as a wee women's aid has become a powerhouse of community development, based and rooted in the Shankill Road. According to her friends, Betty's greatest gift is her combination of intelligence, humour, honesty and warmth. Her approach to management is to encourage, to ask probing questions, to encourage self-reflection and to build a team based on commitment, honesty and respect. Betty knows everyone, and not only on the Shankill Road. She is a master of strategic relationships and connections, although her great friend Joan Mercer told me that when networking, Betty does the talking while she collects the cards for the follow-up. Betty, so it's said, will lift the phone to anyone. And there are widespread reports that people in power are a wee bit scared of her. So be afraid, be very afraid if the call comes. She has earned deep respect in the hard school of Shankill politics by being honest and never responding on a personal level. Her political astuteness amounts to staying focused on what she and the centre do well, supporting women. When things get tough, Betty has, it is reported, a way of treating difficult men like toddlers. In 2011, Betty was awarded the MBE for services to women. Her importance across the Shankill was recognised when she became chair of the Greater Shankill Partnership. Her refusal to be daunted by the barriers of Belfast life was reflected in her commitment to the Women's Support Network and the Clonard Mid-Shankill Initiative Partnership. In April, Betty won the Community Relations Council's Exceptional Achievement Award for services to good relations. Long before the opening of Ulster University's new Belfast campus, Betty has been an active partner of the university in supporting outreach, in modelling good practice, in contributing to events, and generally being a huge supporter of education across the community. Since our relocation, Betty has been an advocate and a challenger, tirelessly promoting the importance of community development, of women's work, and of the community's partnership with the university, and working closely with the University in a large number of events. University Provost, in the name of the Ulster University Senate, I present Betty Carlisle for the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
Betty Carlisle, in the name of the Senate, I present to you the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa. I call upon Professor McElfatrick, Dean of Ulster's Doctoral College, to present candidates.
University Provost, in the name of the Senate, I present to you candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, Emma Cheryl Campbell. Alicia Carganelli. Naomi Caroline Green. Linda Aluk Odi Hambo Hooper. Susan Louise Hughes. Lainey Grace Lennox. Jane Morrow. Kelly Frances Turtle. Janine U. Pritchard. Sofa Alexandra Volkova. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Computing, Engineering and Built Environment, Vyas Ashurvandiva. Oloshe Baby. Zi Chen. Luigi Darko. Scott Davidson. Emmanuel Donko. Sean Duffy. Ankur Uttam Kamble. Matthew Kearney. Robin Alexandra McCartney. Niamh McCallan. Aoife McFerrin. Michael Moore. Chi-Yen Yuang. Maura Quigley. Adriana Rioca Cabinales. Shri Hari Shri Kumar. Adam Youssef Suleiman. Hussein Tavan Ratzi. Rahul Valampambril Ravindran. Sochu Chung. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Published Work, Life and Health Sciences, Jean Daly Lynn. Laura Keever. The degree of Philosophy in Life and Health Sciences, David Stewart Anderson. Jessica Hassan. Rachel Mavis Heemstra Crichton. Shane Keane. Christopher Robert Knowles. Jennifer Baxley Lee. Karinjit Carr McCloy. Claire Suzanne McFeeters. Anna Victoria McElmoyle. Sarah Louise Nally. Connor Charles Penfold. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Business and Management, Holly Keane Milne. Peter Schrader. University Provost. This concludes the presentation of candidates from the Doctoral College.
Thank you, Professor McElfatrick, for presenting candidates. I call upon Professor Ruth Fee, Interim Dean of Academic Business Development, to present candidates.
University Provost, in the name of the Senate, I present to you candidates for the degree of Master of Education in Higher Education Practice, Robert Anthony McKenna. The Postgraduate Certificate in Continuing Professional Development, Postgraduate, Naomi Elizabeth Sarah Dunbar. Julie Rose Mawhinney. Leona McCulloch. Sinead McGuinness. Andoni Arandia. Emma Patterson. University Provost, this concludes the presentation of candidates from Access, Digital and Distributed Learning.
Thank you, Professor Fee, for presenting candidates. I call upon Professor Curran, Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean of the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences, to present candidates.
University Provost, in the name of the Senate, I present to you candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Nursing Practice. Lindsay Jill Freeburn. Danielle Maria Flanagan. Sarah Mary Wiley. Orla Lee. Cathy Ann McClernon. The degree of Master of Science in Developing Practice in Healthcare, Lorraine McAteer. The degree of Master of Science in Health Promotion and Public Health, Emma Ann Bradley. Matthew Holland. Maeve Eileen McGaughey. Mercy Olanika Komolafe. Fortune Ossie Munend Adem Okonofia. Uchena Devitt Okaido. Tommy Tiwadeo Oyunuga. Sidra Sarwar. Warela Nosira Suaga. The degree of Master of Science in Nursing, Leah Samantha Hammond. Rosaline Toyin Abdi Busoy. Adilanka Lois Adidara. Ola Watobi Mary Babatunde. The degree of Master of Science in Sport and Exercise Nutrition, Rebecca Jane McSparron. The degree of Master of Science in Sport and Exercise Psychology, James Thomas Crawford. Chidioga Ifiwena Precious Ogweya. The Postgraduate Diploma in Advancing Practice, Laura Frances McGurr. The Postgraduate Certificate in Advancing Practice, Annette Armstrong. Andrea Guadalupe. Julie McBennett. Aidan Bethany Sloan. Lindsay Brannigan. Ciara Graham. Carla McCoy. Kathleen McElcarr. Megan Amanda Chelsea McKee. Sasha Pasha. Gregory Roberts. Deborah Margaret Sproul. Jordan Sproul. Sabrina McLaughlin. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education for Healthcare Professionals, Nadine Dara. Nadine Jane Kinnear. Danielle Mary McCloskey. Colin Henry Prendergast. Colleen Philippa Quinn. Rachel Roundtree. Melissa Smith. Fiona Stewart. Lauren Toll. Louise Elizabeth van der Linde. Lynn Andrea Watson. Sinead Watt. Fiona Elizabeth Armstrong. Elizabeth Blaney. Nicola Boyle. Kieran Devlin. Rosemary Dilworth. Gary Gerard Duffy. Angela Rose Evans. Claire Louise Fitzsimons. Jacqueline Michelle Franklin. Paula Hughes. Emma Keenan. Anne-Marie McAleer. Anna Marie McAllister. Stuart Albert Miller. Danielle Quinn. Noelle Frances Clerkin. Sarah Yvonne Craig. Una Donnelly. Claire McWilliams. The Postgraduate Certificate in General Practice Nursing, Hayley Samantha Elizabeth Chisholm. Laura Helen Ford. Leah Louise Foster. Niamh McDaid. Catherine Moore. Jessica Mary Scott. Anne Muriel Ethel Wilson. Catherine McGuinness. Anya McParland. The Postgraduate Certificate in Medicines Management, Christine McColgan. The Postgraduate Certificate in Nursing, AJ Robish Hentry. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sport and Exercise Sciences and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Abigail Margaret Rafferty. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sport and Exercise Sciences and Diploma in Professional Practice, Rachel Black. Katie Ellen Craig. Grace Crawford Miller. Niamh Fox. Katrina Martin. Georgie McGrath. Andrew Shaw. Brooke Stewart. Sarah Bonner. Ciara Brown. Bailey Carroll. Jane Davis. Ross Hagan. Shay McGill. Ciara McChrystal. Thomas McGivern. Aaron McGuckin. Ronan McKenna. Dannon McGill. Louise O'Neill. Matthew Brian Peake. Courtney Peoples. Roisin Reid. Holly Wilson. Zane Andrew Brown. Maggie Callahan. James Crilly. Cameron Layton. Emer O'Connor. Adam Woolsey. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sport Studies and Diploma in Professional Practice, Thomas Alistair Harold Wilson. Leah Castles. Ryan Patrick Kavanagh. Erin Cunningham. Tyler Green. Ethan Jordan. Callum John McGregor. Maeve McCartan. Kaylin McKernan. Craig Miller. Connor Morris. Ethan Neal. Jake Ross. Oren Gerard Young. Scott Allen. Connor Ewing. Lauren McFarlane. Aoife Taggart. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Football Coaching and Business Management, Samuel William Hutchinson. Matthew Adam Bailey. Cameron Benson. Jack Connor. Caitlin Anna Miller. Harry James Morrow. Rachel Rogers. William Robert Houston. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Health and Wellbeing, Nia Kelly. Corey Pearson. Chloe Clydesdale. Brittany Joan Elizabeth Cooper. Sean DeBurka. Gail Harrison. Samantha Hughes. Eve Johnston. Chloe McCracken. Dilye Niaji. Amy Abram. Jade Evans. Rebecca Velma Georgina Hinchy. Katie Knox. Adam McKitterick. Ciara Rice. Chloe McElhone. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sport and Exercise Sciences, Jacob Leaker. Chloe McHugh-Reid. Anya Marie McPeak. Evelyn Porter. James Armstrong. Jack Breen. Fintan Campbell. Ethan Carey. Orla Cash. Aoife Daly. Adam James Fernandez Ward. Luca Gianetto. Caitlin Grant. Laura Catherine Green. Jack Livingstone. Caelan Maguire. Emer Therese McBrien. Conor McCallion. Oisin McCaughey. Ronan McGovern. Maeve McSorley. Mylena Mihajuka. Laura Muirhead. Mark Rorty. Charles Shannon. Morgan Smith. Lucy Thompson. Oren Colton. Katie Doherty. Ben Logan. John Raymond Mackley. Curtis McGill. Carl McLeave. Padre Morgan. Jamie Murray. Tiernan O'Neill. Paige Smith. Nicole McKenna. the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sport Studies, Ella Castles. Niamh Conway. Dean Corrigan. Fian Downey. Kieran Foster. James Lemon. Ben Marsden. Conor McCann. Michael McLennan. Ethan David James McKee. Joshua Milne. Erin Josephine O'Donnell. Harry Patterson. Caitlin Talbot. Lewis Wilson. Jack Cunningham. Padre Doran. John McConnell. Joe McNally. Ronan O'Hagan. Dylan Snodden. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sports Coaching and Performance, Niall McCardle. Effie Rose O'Neill. Lewis Blackstock. Abigail Castles. Jennifer Collins. Alexandra Chloe Jane Cree. Reese Emerson. Megan Hamilton. Jake Hanlon. Padre Hannah. Finlay Keenan. Rory Alexander McDowell. Jordan McMullen. Emer Mary McQuillan. Cara Smith. Jonathan Angus. Josh Bustade. Dylan Grieve. Luke McConnell. Tom Kelso McKee. Ben Keith Miller. Kyle Scott. Tiernan Devlin. The Associate Bachelor's degree in Sports and Exercise Science and Diploma in Professional Practice, Dominic Robertson. University Provost, this concludes the presentation of candidates from the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences.
Thank you, Professor Curran, for presenting candidates, and I am delighted to hear that rapturous round of applause. A first ceremony, first thing on a Monday morning, can be a little bit hard to get started, and I should have said at the outset that we love a rowdy ceremony. So some graduates came across the stage and were mortified when their family and friends were whistling and cheering, but I love it, so keep it coming for the rest of the ceremony. Thank you. I call upon our honorary graduate, Dr. Carlyle, to address the congregation on behalf of those who have been presented.
When I was awarded this honorary doctorate, I was told that I had to get up there and sashay across that stage. And I'll tell you what, there was some sachet done there, so you were brilliant with your sashaying. I was asked to talk about a bit about me and my education, so I'm going to tell you firstly a bit about that. I'm the youngest of 9 children, who, as Duncan has already said, I was brought up in the Woodvale area of the Shankle Road. We were raised in a 2-up, 2-down, which I would call a Coronation Street house. In a relatively poor family, although my parents worked very, very hard. I excelled at primary school, but unfortunately, for various reasons, failed 11+. I then went on to Glencairn Secondary School for Girls. It no longer exists, but it was situated at the bottom of the Black Mountains, so we had an absolutely superb view right across the centre of Belfast. The view was fantastic, but sometimes not so good. Back then, if there had been a degree in bombs going off in Belfast, I would have won it with first-class honours. It was the early 70s, and it was a period of time that the Troubles were at their worst. And on a weekly basis, sometimes daily, the school suffered because of Troubles-related incidents. Bombs going off, the panic and anxiety of whether parents or family were in the town that day or worked near the town where the bomb had exploded. Sometimes there'd been riots in the streets the night before, and we were just all simply exhausted. People's houses had been raided, fathers, brothers had been arrested, and the school often had to close because we were put out in bomb scares. So myself and my classmates, indeed the whole school, didn't have much of a chance of conducive learning. To compound this, my parents, and as it was in a working class Protestant families, they didn't put much value on education. My family in particular needed us to get out to work and bring money into the household. Thus, I left school with few qualifications, and I was just saying to Duncan there, RSAs was a thing at the time. You've probably never heard of that. But the following Monday, I left school on a Friday, the following Monday went to work in Gallagher's tobacco factory, and so did most of my friends at school. However, I always knew I wanted more in life, and I was very, very determined to beat the system that I thought had been very unfair to myself and my peers. So moving through life, I got married and had children, but that didn't stop me going back and getting educated. So I went to night school and did O-levels, which you would probably know as GCSEs. I then progressed my career and did a bit of training and landed my dream job as manager of Shankill Women's Centre. And I'm the proud recipient as the MBE for my work with women. And I want to say a wee bit about that, working with women. This is all, it all falls back to my watching my mother and my sisters, my aunts, all growing up making do. My mummy brought us up, my mummy and daddy brought us up, a family of 9, but she made do. She worked in mills, she tried her best. My sisters were the same, and the women around me. During that conflict, women were always the ones to lift the pieces. They were the ones that tried to keep their sons usually out of conflict. When they were in conflict, they were the ones that went up and down to the jails to see them. And I was determined that I was going to do something more for women. So I'm telling you this in a personal way when I'm saying you can be anything you want. The world is open now. The world is open for you to go anywhere. All you need is the determination and the willingness to reach your dreams. If I can get it, if I can do it, you can. You've had this wonderful opportunity to attend a world-class university that is truly the envy of a lot of people and the envy of a lot of other universities. I'm glad that you cherished it. Take your honours and privilege and grab it with both hands. Work hard and play hard. I'm sure you have played hard because you've been in the cathedral area of Belfast, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful place. So I'm hoping with my work with women that in years to come, and I'm working closely with this university, that I'll be sitting here at some stage clapping some of our women that have come through our ranks and ended up here. So thank you for this honour today. Enjoy your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Betty. That might take a little bit of time to get used to, but we'll keep calling you that for the rest of the day so you can become accustomed to your new title. There's been a lot of working hard, so I think there may well be a lot of playing hard later on today, so good advice indeed there. I call now upon Naomi McDade, a new graduate in the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences, to propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you. University Provost, academic staff, class of 2024, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. I'm privileged to speak to you on behalf of the Ulster University students here today. As we start to embark on a new chapter in our lives, it is natural to reflect on our journey that has brought us to this moment. Growing up as a shy, quiet girl who had little self-belief, never would I have imagined that I would be standing before you today presenting this speech. As my family and friends will agree, this may be out of my comfort zone. However, I'm greatly honoured to have been given this opportunity. I'm going to begin with a quote from Roy Bennett that is very fitting for today. Believe in yourself. You're braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. Everyone has a story to tell, and I'm going to tell you a little about mine. On leaving primary school, I had great intentions of following in my big sister's footsteps and attending a grammar school. However, this was not meant to be. Through hard work and dedication at my local high school, I achieved top student at GCSE. To this day, I'm very grateful to the school, the teachers and staff who had faith in me when I did not have faith in myself. Following completion of my A-levels, I was accepted into Ulster University's Magee campus to study adult nursing. Despite embarking on a separate journey from my friends, I have never looked back, as during my 3 years at Magee, I made lifelong friends, excelled in my studies, and I'm very grateful to all the outstanding faculty staff who helped me in obtaining a first-class honours degree. This is a reminder that things may not work out as once intended, but to trust the process. As plans change, goals shift, and the path travelled becomes a new route. Following my degree, I accepted a nursing post in the acute medical unit at Altnagavin Hospital, where I worked for 8 busy years, prior to moving to Abbey Medical Practice as a treatment room nurse 3 years ago. When the opportunity arose to progress within my career and return to Ulster University to study a postgraduate in general practice nursing, this was both a very exciting and daunting experience. I'm sure you can all relate back to the nerves of semester 1 and the thought process we had of the unknown. This past year has consisted of working and studying simultaneously, which has not been easy. But to stand here before you today has made it all worthwhile. Within the first few weeks of starting my postgraduate course, I was humbled to have been appointed as class rep. This was a very rewarding experience, acting as a voice for my fellow peers, bringing forward opinions, concerns and ideas from classmates regarding their academic experience. As many of you will agree, the long, stressful hours spent writing assignments, studying for exams, preparing presentations, and not to mention, in our case, the dreaded portfolio, has got us to where we are today. Every other Tuesday, I embarked on the 180-mile round road trip to Belfast for face-to-face lectures. Although I've thoroughly enjoyed my time at Ulster University over the past year, the 4:45 a.m. starts not so much. As a mature student, it has been a pleasure to study alongside highly qualified nurses, sharing our knowledge and learning from each other's experience. This course has enabled me to further develop my skills and maintain continued professional development, ultimately empowering me to provide a high standard of evidence-based care to my patients. To everyone seated here before me today, this is a reminder it is never too late to return to the classroom and follow your dreams and aspirations. As a voice for my fellow graduates, I wish to thank all the lecturers and Ulster University staff present here today for their inspiration and exceptional contribution to our learning. Personally, on behalf of my fellow classmates, I wish to give a heartfelt thanks to Evelyn Walton, our course director and lecturer, who has went above and beyond. Her professionalism, knowledge and dedication has been outstanding. Evelyn has supported and guided us all through this past year with her unwavering commitment, wisdom and kindness. As class rep, Evelyn was always at the other end of an email with prompt replies and efficient feedback on any work submitted. Thank you for making this an enjoyable experience. I also wish to acknowledge my fellow classmates and graduates of 2024. I'm sure we can all be grateful for the memories created, friendships made and experiences shared in this unforgettable academic journey. To my work colleagues at Abbey Medical Practice for providing me with this opportunity to further my career and supporting me in times of doubt. Finally, I wish to show my appreciation to my family and friends and that of the other graduates here today for supporting and guiding us through the long days and late nights and in times when we felt like giving up. I wish to give a special mention to my mum, dad and sister who are here today and my granny and granda who are watching at home, who have always believed in me and encouraged me to follow my dreams. Graduating here today has given us more than a qualification. It has equipped us with valuable lessons for navigating through life's twists and turns. To my fellow graduates and everyone who's come here to support us, let us celebrate our accomplishments and cherish the small moments as we say goodbye to this chapter in our lives. In the words of Nelson Mandela, a bright future beckons. The onus is on us, through hard work, honesty and integrity, to reach the stars. Thank you and congratulations to the graduating class of 2024.
Thank you, Niamh. A bright future beckons for you and for all of our class today. Thank you so much for those really warm words on behalf of your graduating class. Now, I didn't tell you at the outset because I didn't want it to get too noisy, but we have 18 graduating ceremonies this summer, and we have a little competition that goes on every year. Professor Curran's faculty tend to win because it turns out that the nursing students particularly are very, very loud. And so what we do is we have a barometer, hidden barometer somewhere, that measures just how loud you can be when we say to our graduating class and our friends and families and supporters and all of the staff and colleagues behind me here on the stage. Let's hear it one more time for the graduating class of 2024. You have set the bar very high. I declare this graduation ceremony closed, and I invite our new graduates to join with us in the academic procession.